It's about to get good. Well, that pretty well wraps up our visit to, where were we? I'm headed south towards Fredericksburg. I'm gonna be rolling into Hamilton. Place there I gotta check. I gotta pay a return visit to. All the bacon you can eat. You know, I gotta know more about that. Well, that pretty well wraps up our visit to, where were we? Meridian State Park. I had to cut out without doing any filming on the departure because it was just plain nasty weather this morning. This park is dedicated to the service of the traveling public in memory of Mr. A.M. Augsley Jr., donated by his wife. All right, so I'm headed south towards Fredericksburg. I'm gonna be rolling into Hamilton here in a little while. Place there I gotta check. I gotta pay a return visit to. Made it to Hamilton, Texas. Yeah, baby. It's about to get good. I don't know if y'all remember, was it McKinney Falls State Park last year? Went and bought some sausages from a local place and they were good, but before that, last time we were down at Guadalupe River State Park on our way back north, we found Wenzel Lone Star Meat Company. Man, let me tell you, they got some good meat in here. And they actually ship. So I'm gonna buy some meat and get back on the road. We may get a tour. I told them I was gonna talk about them on one of my videos, and they said maybe a tour. We're gonna go take a tour of the Wenzel facility. This is where all the magic happens.
This is the packaging room. This is where we pull the pork butt, we slice the brisket, we make different meat and cheese trays. This one lady decided, well, we'd like to have a little bit different rather than just meat and cheese. So, of course, we run to the store. Is that the end of a rat?
Yeah, that's a rat tail. it's the dead cat foot.
Well, we didn't want to put rat tails, interfere rat tails with the food here. So just we can back up just a little bit. So anyway, if we have customers request anything unusual, we try our best to accommodate them.
So you do like custom order?
Custom orders, yes, sir. Yep.
That's very cool.
Whether they be meat and cheese trays, whether they be different sausages. If it's a sausage, a recipe brought down from generation to generation, I said, bring it to me, I'll do it to your specifications. So.
Very cool.
Yeah, artisanal type facility here.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't mass produce anything.
It looks like you got a catering in the process.
Yep, sure do.
So how far will you cater?
100 miles.
100 miles?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
100 miles from Hamilton, Texas.
Yes, sir. We are.
That looks like dry cure going on right there.
We're drying out some red wine, white wine, and black peppercorn salami here. It's about ready to go. Sometimes we do a water test on it, the water activity test.
Well, now I have no idea what that is.
In drying sausage, you got to have a water activity less than, I would think, 5 point or below.
So what you're saying is you're testing for moisture content.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. In order for it to be shelf stable, it needs to be below a certain amount.
Okay.
Drier doesn't mean always great, because when you get too dry, the mouth feels it's not going to work.
It's like chewing on an old shoe.
Yeah. Leather. It's getting close.
I bet that tastes better than an old leather shoe.
Well, when we get through the tour here, Bob, we'll snag you off some. Take with you.
Woo-hoo! Free food, all right.
We got 2 cooking chambers, the Cox Grand Prize. This is where we cook the briskets, the pork butts. We've kind of gotten lazy for the simple reason that we don't want to stand behind the pit 18 to 20 hours. And then this one right here, Alcart 700, high voltage 3-phase, where you roll in 400 pounds of product, 4.5 hours later, it's ready.
That's a whole different smoking game than what I do.
Rather than hand feed.
Now that looks like a gas-fired setup.
Yep, gas-fired.
Man, that's a big old oven.
Pass through here. This is the sausage kitchen. That's where we bring in different cuts of meat, whether they come from venison, bison, pork, chicken, turkey. Slice, we dice, we season, we stuff. And if we're not too busy, we'll let them products hang overnight. Sometimes we got to cook off the same day, depending on how busy we are.
Does letting it rest improve the flavor?
Yes, where the spices and the proteins and the fats marry together. They mesh together. It's just a better product that way, rather than rush it.
Don't want to rush perfection.
No. Back through here, we got all the spices for the sausage kitchen.
That's a lot of spices.
That's a lot of spices.
It makes my spice rack at home look really, really small.
And behind us, washer and dryer, which
got to keep things clean.
You gotta keep, and yeah.
The bitterness of poor quality is remembered long after the sweetness of low price has faded from memory. That's a great saying.
And that's a true story too. That's a true story. Let me turn the light.
More rain.
Shipping and receiving, also deer check-in.
So you do game processing as well?
Yes. But depending on the size of game, we can do the deer, the fallow deer, nilgai. But when it comes to elk, we'll have to have the elk quartered up, if you will. We can't hang them on these hoists here. It's just too heavy for them.
Do you get that many elk?
Well, surprisingly enough, yes, we do. Yeah, we do. But they'll call on us first to make sure we can handle it. And then we got to tell them, it's got to be quartered up. But usually, before they leave the Colorado area, they'll have it quartered up.
All right. Got some Wenzel sausages, some bratwurst from the famous Kent Wenzel. Check that out. The pig cooker. I might ought to turn around and go get that. All right, now that was pretty cool. Going into the Wenzel meat market, meat operation. I'm really excited. As I was leaving, he gave me one of his new products to evaluate. It's called bangers, like an old English banger and mash kind of recipe. I told him that I'd eat it today and let him know what I thought about it. That was really exciting to learn about the bacon bash that is actually happening in Cransville's Gap tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend this year, but I'm definitely going to add it to my list to go back next year, because I mean, unlimited bacon, all you can eat bacon. How can you go wrong with that? And that bacon was good too, man. I tell you, good stuff. I'm gonna hang up and drive because it's nasty rainy weather. More to come. On my way to Fredericksburg, could not drive by the state and national LBJ parks without paying a visit. So let's go check it out. Center, I've got some displays. I'm getting another magnet for my collection. And what's cool is there's no fee for either the state or the national park. Touring museums, outdoor museums in the rain is probably not a bad thing if you don't mind a little moisture, because there's nobody here. A big old buffalo, bison. See, that's a question we often ask ourselves these days. How did they live before air conditioning and computers? Talking about the Comanche. So there were 3 different tribes: Comanche, the Lipan Apache, and the Tonkawa. The Comanche, they were bad news. There's actually a town not too far from here in the hill country called Babyhead, and that was because the Comanche decapitated a baby to make a point. But of course, the Caucasians were stealing their land. It was a tough call. Is what they were doing bad, or was it just self-defense, self-preservation? I'm not gonna do the living history farm tour. That'll be for another day when I have my scooter. It's a very extensive facility out here. It's big. Apparently it's a 5-mile drive from here to the Texas White House, is what they refer to it as on the map. So let's go check it out. I don't know how much of what I'm seeing is in the park, or of course I haven't looked at the map either. There's signs though, LBJ Ranch Tour. So that's what I'm looking for. Photo op here. Big farm operation they had going on here. This is the Sam and Eliza Johnson home place. This is a working farm, so you got to watch your step as you're moving around. Pullouts on the side of this road. Of course, it's not a real wide road. I mean, it's a farm road. But they're talking about LBJ being the environmental president because he was he was connected to the land. He was a Texas rancher. He got a heck of a spread going here. All right, we're gonna go over here and check out Air Force One. That is a far cry from today's Air Force One. A heck of a fuel tank on there though. Go a long way on that tank.
I would explain a lot.
Dang. Okay, so look how that's small, man. You can't see in there, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. That's not for tall people. made it to the Fredericksburg KOA. Little visit to the LBJ historical site, state and national park, all in one. It was kind of interesting. At the same time, it was kind of boring. But anyway, like I say, I've been there. I got a magnet to prove it. All right, so I am at the KOA in Fredericksburg. Thought I'd do a little site review. I don't even know what site number I'm in. Tired, it's been a long day driving. It's full connection. There's no TV service here, no aerial. They do have cable, so I'm in M1 site. They have cable, but you've got to have the cable connection yourself. They don't provide a cable to hook up to their cable service. Leans a little bit to that side. Gravel, not concrete. They don't allow wood fires here. Said they allow charcoal, but they don't allow wood. That's all right. I don't have any wood with me anyway. The one thing I really don't care for is the surface itself. Fortunately, I brought pads with me that I built. I certainly wouldn't want to engage the jack stands without something beneath the jack. I might sink. That's my big. I'm gonna be wrapping up the day with some meat from Wenzel. Speaking of, let's go check out what I bought. I had to put on the spectacles so I could see. That way I can read. Now he did give me this as a sample. It's a German banger. So he said he took an English recipe, did his thing, gave that to me, asked for my honest opinion. So I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Now, I personally I loaded up. These are bacon, broccoli, cheddar, and rice brats. Look at that. It just looks good. Sassy brat. Those have sauerkraut. Sassy brats have sauerkraut in them. He said there's a little German lady in the community that makes a great sauerkraut, and he's incorporated that in the brat. Green chili chicken brat, chicken bacon cheddar brat, the Lone Star bratwurst. Those I had those last time. They're really good. More chicken, bacon, and cheddar. That just sounded so good. You know, it's got anything with bacon and cheddar south of the border. And then I got two packages of breakfast sausage. You can order this. There's his info right there. He will ship. He's got all kinds of good food. And if you've already seen the commercial, the little spot that we put together for the fundraiser Bacon Fest that they're doing. Next year, I'm gonna be down with the Bacon Fest. Tonight, I'm gonna be eating a German banger so I can give him some feedback on that. All right, so looks like we've got some more rain coming. We'll see. They said they have a very strict 5-mile-an-hour speed limit. Dog's bark. I certainly don't want to go much faster than 5 miles an hour anyway, because the roads are so dang rough. Way out here on 290. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing peach signs for peaches. The little farmer's market across from the KOA, they have peach cider. So I'm gonna give that a try. All right. It started to sprinkle on me, so I jumped on a scooter and ran back. I ended up buying a jug of the peach cider. It's good. She said, it makes a good mixer with bourbon or vodka. I can see how that would be the case. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that with me. Getting ready to cook some of them German bangers. Right there. I'm actually gonna cook it on charcoal. Voila! I got a whole lot of charcoal. Lots of charcoal. Maybe too much charcoal. And over here I've got foil pack potatoes and taters and green beans. Gonna feast tonight. All right, I'm gonna close this one out right here. Starting to run a little bit on the long side. Hey, I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey as much as I have. Yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as I have. Got more stuff coming up, more places to go, things to see. Tomorrow's campsite is going to be a first, a very unique first for me. I'll explain that when we get there. So you probably ought to subscribe so you don't miss the next upload. Click on the subscribe and the bell as well. I made a rhyme. Click on the subscribe and the bell as well. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all come back now, you hear?